Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
All right. Imagine this. You ever think about how Marvel's visual effects used to be invisible, and now they're not?
Oh, for sure. Like when the Chitauri are swarming New York, or Doctor Strange is in the mirror dimension. You know that's CGI. But the first Iron Man movie, half the time you couldn't even tell what was real and what wasn't.
They even replaced Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man 3, and no one noticed.
What?
For Iron Man 1, the filmmakers built full prop suits for RDJ to wear. But they were too awkward to maneuver, so they leaned into CGI.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
That first movie has 350 shots with the full Iron Man suit and frame, but only 10% show the full prop suit.
But that means almost every shot with the Iron Man suit still has some real prop elements.
Yeah, I can fly.
True, even though RDJ struggled with the full suit, he still wore parts of it, like the helmet or the chest plate and sleeves. So the visual effects artists had something to reference in post.
So they built the CGI around the prop suit? Like a jigsaw puzzle?
Exactly. The physical pieces gave the VFX artists real lighting, reflections, and texture to match to. And that was back in 2008.
Dude, the greasy finger smudges on the helmet.
Oh, that looks so good!
And now, they just slap green suits on people and call it a day. No.
Please don't make the super suit green.
I know, right?
Or animated.
Not those green suits. Oh, never mind.
Remember those sleek quantum suits in Endgame?
Oh yeah, those were cool.
Well, those were full CGI.
Dude, you fibbing?
Marvel hadn't finished designing the quantum ones yet.
They put billion-dollar actors in pajamas and fixed it in post?
Pretty much. But Marvel still gets it right sometimes. Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame? Insane detail.
All that for a drop of blood.
You could count the pores on that purple raisin.
Yeah, my respects, Stark.
And yet, Doctor Strange's third eye looked like a Snapchat filter.
Babe, don't forget DC's mustache gate either. No one noticed RDJ had been replaced. But DC couldn't even erase facial hair without Superman looking like he just drunk some milk.
Go on then. Explain this RDJ trick.
So, in Iron Man 3, when he's monologuing in the ruins of his clifftop mansion.
In the last scene?
Yeah, RDJ wasn't even there.
I'm gonna need some context and proof.
Downey broke his ankle during production.
I did alright, I broke my ankle once.
I think I broke my
It
ankle.
isn't that big a deal, it happens all the time.
So all his scenes had to be postponed. To avoid delaying the movie's release, Marvel got creative and used a body double to keep production moving.
But we see RDJ's face in that final scene.
Barely. That whole scene lasts just over a minute, but his face is only visible for a few seconds when he's either standing still or kneeling. The rest? Distant shots, cropped angles, aerial views, sunglasses covering his face.
So how did they do it?
RDJ rewatched his doubles footage, mimicked it in a studio months later. And Marvel had Peter Jackson's Weta Digital VFX company stitch his face over the top in post. Seamless.
That's insane.
You'd never know.
It might have actually made the scene better. A powerful monologue before the credits roll.
My armor? It was never a distraction. It was a cocoon.
His voiceover's dramatic, and he doesn't need to physically speak on film. And you know what's even sneakier? Marvel shot that Iron Man 3 end scene between sunset and dusk.
Why is that a big deal?
Lower light levels are a VFX artist's best friend. Much easier to blend digital work, especially skin tones, into a dimly lit shot than in bright daylight. It's the same trick they pulled in Ant-Man's intro scene.
Oh yeah, in the Triskelions conference room. They de-aged Michael Douglas and aged up Haley Atwell in the same shot. And it looked crazy good.
Because it was set in a shady basement. The diffused lighting meant no hard shadows. It's a classic VFX move. Keep it subtle and the audience won't question it.
Well, Weta Digital gave us this. The same year they gave us this.
Jeez. What a difference.
But now, Marvel's artists struggle with, of all things, faces.
Floating head alert.
It's Astrid, Heimdall's son.
Heimdall's son in Thor, Love, and Thunder. Looked like a PS2 cutscene.
Oh god, yeah, not gonna lie. Think Birdemic and Sharknado had some better graphics. And then there's Black Panther's final fight. That scene almost derailed the rest of the movie's awesome world building.
And it's not the VFX artist's fault. They were crunched for time. And Marvel split the work between multiple studios. That's why Wakanda City looks stunning, but T'Challa and Killmonger look like low-budget DLC skins.
What are those?
Yeah, Shuri. My thoughts too.
It must have been a nightmare, but reflecting the Santa Monica illuminations off Tony's Mark II suit during his first flight really sold the illusion.
We saw T'Challa's suit in Hydra's underground Siberian facility in Civil War, and we never questioned its believability then. It was dark in there, but the limited lighting still interacted with the vibranium texture.
But in Black Panther,
Ha! I know what you're gonna say.
we literally see the two lead actors become video gamey as they fall further into the cave. The full CGI shots lose all definition, and we get distracted by the unrealistic movements and lack of physics. They become weightless.
I know. And it sucks. Cause the earlier waterfall fight, peak cinema.
For real. VFX teams are stretched thin. People who've worked on Marvel movies have straight up said they'd never do it again.
Okay.
Well, when Taika Waititi openly mocked his own movie's CGI, you can see why.
Does that look real? In that particular shot, no, actually.
Yeah, that was a dick move.
You'll never know.
Not a great plan.
Dude, a year before we met Tony Stark, ILM gave us photorealistic Transformers with insane metal reflections and lighting.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
I think we've cracked the formula, babe. Hide CGI skin in soft shadows, and emphasize CGI metal in bright sunlight.
Nailed it.
And now, we're playing Marvel VFX roulette. Sometimes we get this. And this.
But sometimes we get this. And this. I honestly thought at least that building was real. Is anything in Endgame real?
Ha! So what's next? Fake actors created with CGI? Or even AI?
We'll have to wait and see.
The MCU has come a long way since Iron Man. But maybe Marvel's CGI has already peaked.